It's time for Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Baseball is brought to you by Bank West, Beck Motors, Avera, Todd's Electric, Shane's Pharmacy, Stulkin Peterson, Walti and Jones LLP, Graham Tire, and Kruger Contracting.
That one out to left field. That's down for a base hit. Pierre will take the lead. Grounding third, trying to score is Kaiser. He will slide in safely. A 2-out, 2 RBI single for Zabel in the 7th, and Pierre takes a 4-2 lead.
And by American Family Insurance, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Yay Gare, May Adams, Wagner Auto, Comtech, Gales Gas, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Ferding Electric, Agtegra, and AGE Corporation.
3-2 pitch. Stalley, fly ball to left field. That should be deep enough to win the ball game. Kaiser will tag up from third. The catch is made. The throw coming to the plate. 10 in a row for the Governors. They score 3 in the 7th inning. Stalley with a walk-off sac fly.
Pierre Governor Baseball is also brought to you in part by Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, True Green Chemlawn, Nystrom Electric, Fisher Rounds, Faith Lutheran Church, Graham Tire, and CHS River Plains.
1-1 pitch. Fly ball to left field. Merkwan going back on it. Still going back. He's up underneath it. And for the first time in history, the Pierre Governors win the Class A State Baseball Championship. A dogpile ensues near first base.
And by Lamb Motors, First Dakota National Bank, Edward Jones Financial, South Dakota Office of the Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping. Now, let's head to the booth with the call of the game with the voice of the Governors, KCCR Sports Director, John Winkler.
And a good evening as we welcome you here to Hyde Stadium as the Pierre Governors and the Yankton Bucks kick off the playoffs best of 3 series. It's not deja vu all over again, although we like to see the same scores be the case for some deja vu for the Governors and Yankton Bucks, as the Govs just knocked off Yankton last Sunday in a doubleheader sweep, 11-9 and 4-2. Governors here at home want to do that again. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean. And Blake, the confidence is there for the Governors. There's a fine line between confidence and overconfident, and the Governors need to make sure that they take care of business and not let Yankton hang around, because on the other side of things, that Yankton is going to try and find something to work for them to get a win against the Governors.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, there's definitely familiarity with these teams because they just saw each other less than a week ago on Sunday. And Yankton, again, makes the trip up to Pierre, 4-hour drive for them. They are staying overnight and playing another game tomorrow. But you're absolutely right. Both, Govs did win both games against Yankton on Sunday, but between the 2 games, the Govs won by a combined 4 runs. So there was not a large margin of victory in either game. However, the Governors do get a little bit of a boost in knowing that, for the game tonight, 2 of Yankton's top players in Austin Goebel and Lucas Kampschoff will be attending their graduation parties back in Yankton, so they won't be available for the Bucks tonight. They will be here tomorrow, but you do have that sense of this is a very winnable game for the Govs, but you can't get overconfident by any means, because anything can happen once everybody steps between the lines.
Blake did mention it too, that there's 1 game tonight, and then they'll play game 2 tomorrow. 11 a.m. is the start time for game 2, and if necessary, they'll play game 3 after game 2 concludes in the normal doubleheader slot of around 30 minutes after the first game concludes. But as Blake also mentioned too, Lucas Kampschoff, Austin Goebel, both guys are not here for the game tonight. They'll be here tomorrow, and where the Governors have pretty much the exact same lineup. A couple of guys moved around in the lineup, but overall it's the same 9 guys in the starting lineup for the Governors. Yankton's got 2 different guys in their starting lineup, and 2 of their better players that are out of the starting lineup as we get set for this ball game between Pierre and Yankton coming up. Already taken IO for both these teams. We got to take a commercial break. We'll come back and get you starting lineups. Pierre Governors, Yankton Bucks coming up from Hyde Stadium. Game 1 of the best of 3 series in the regional round. back in 3 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back here, getting set for first pitch between the Pierre Governors and the Yankton Bucks, as the Govs are the home team here in Game 1. They'll be the visitors in Game number 2, but it is the Governors that are hosting the region and home team in Game 1, and then 3 if necessary. The starting lineups first for the Yankton Bucks, it'll be Tate Bestie to lead things off. He's playing second base. Easton Fieser will be the first baseman batting second. Matthew Sheldon, the DH, will bat third. Owen Wishon, the shortstop, will bat fourth. Samuel Goki, the third baseman, will bat fifth. Evan Sirk, the center fielder, batting sixth. Frankie Infeld, the right fielder, batting seventh. Easton Nelson, the left fielder, batting eighth. And Gavin Johnson will be doing the catching, and he is batting ninth. Beck Reichen is the starting pitcher for the Yankton Bucks. As for Reichen coming into the season, a guy that has thrown 8 innings. This will be his first start of the season. He's got an ERA at 7.88, a whip at 2.5, and a batting average against at 385. For the Pierre Governors, it is Nolan Peterson to lead things off. He's the catcher here for this ball game. Cade Kaiser, the second baseman, will bat second. George Stallion will be the center fielder, batting third. Charlie Simpson, the right fielder, will bat fourth. Jet Zabel is on the mound, hitting batting fifth for the Governors. Grayson Hunsley will bat sixth and play third base. Spencer Easlin, the left fielder, batting seventh. Matthew Brewer will play first base and bat eighth. And Dawson Getz, the shortstop, batting ninth. And again, Jet Zabel on the mound for the Governors. He has got the most innings thrown for anybody on this team. This will be his 7th start of the year. He's got an ERA at 1.58, a whip at 1.26, batting average against at 150. And the Govs are leaning on him to get the Governors into that 1-0 record going into Saturday, and needing to then just win one of 2 games on Saturday to advance to the state tournament. We will step aside for 3 minutes, come back with first pitch after this as they are introducing starting lineups. We'll have the national anthem. Governors and Yankton Bucks coming up here from Hyde Stadium. Back in 3 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Happy anniversary, Wagner Auto. Wagner Auto is celebrating 117 years in the area with sales and service, and now they want to thank you for taking part. When you buy a vehicle at Wagner's, you'll receive $117 in beef bucks just in time for grilling season. See us for details. Get sale prices on Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Check out our ever-expanding inventory. Get the best deals now during the 117th anniversary celebration at Wagner Auto, South Dakota's oldest auto dealership. Wagner Auto, 330 East Sioux in Pierre. Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag, chemical, and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag, chemical, and seed needs. Kyle, 605-280-8710 or Tony, 605-280-4771.
Sometimes you get a piece of it and the ball sails over the fence. Other times, despite your best efforts, you strike out. I'm not just talking about the game, I mean your day. This is Pastor Sam of Faith Lutheran Church. Whether today feels like a home run or a strikeout, I encourage you to join us for worship. We celebrate when God gives us a wonderful day. We provide support and encouragement when that third strike comes. Come join us for encouraging and uplifting worship at Faith Lutheran Church.
Back here as we are sent for first pitch between the Pierre Governors and the Yankton Bucks. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean as we are set and ready to roll here for Game 1 of the best of 3 series. As the Governors will have Jet Zabel on the mound. He will go against Tate Bestie to lead things off as he's coming to the plate. A beautiful day for some baseball, and we are excited to bring you postseason playoff Governor baseball for you on this beautiful Friday night. 83 degrees here at game time. Winds at the south at 11, gusting at 18. And we are set for baseball as Zabel will deliver the first pitch. It'll be high and outside for ball one as we're underway at 6:56 here tonight. 4 minutes ahead of schedule. And the postseason underway. Only one other game yet to start of the postseason. Stevens and Rapid City Central going to get started right around this time as well as it counts 1-1 here to Tate Bestie. 1-1 pitch. There's a ground ball the shortstop gets. It died right there at the lip, but the throw to first will be in time to retire Bestie. And the leadoff man retired to open up the ball game.
Yeah, good job by Dawson Getz of, didn't necessarily read it very well initially, but was able to stay back on it and get the glove down in time, make a strong throw over to first for out number one, helping out the cause of his pitcher in Jet Zabel.
Lefty-lefty matchup as Fieser will swing and miss at the first pitch. 0-1 to Easton Fieser, 304 batting average. He's got 8 runs driven in, three doubles and 3 triples. So he's got speed and if he drives the gap, he can fly around the base passes, but the count's 0-2 from Jed Zabel to Easton Fieser. That is upstairs and taken high for a ball, and the count's now 1-2. Last Sunday for Fieser, he was held without with just one hit and 4 at-bats, went 1 for 4. He'll swing and miss and a pitch in the dirt, but that's going to get to the backstop. Peterson, the throw to first is not going to be in time, and it will be a strikeout, but a runner on first with 1 away here in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, tough break there, but it will go down as a strikeout for Zabel. Zabel coming into tonight, leading the Governors in innings pitched on the mound by at least 10 innings. He's got 31 innings on the mound, 6 starts. A 3-1 record, has given up 16 hits, 13 runs, 7 earned. Walked 23, struck out 28, make that 29 now with the strikeout to the previous batter. Hit 5 guys, an ERA of 1.58 and a whip of 1.25. So, and a batting average against of 150. So Jet Zabel comes into this game one of the, if not the ace for the Govs, and that's who you want on the mound in game 1.
1-1 pitch to Matthew Sheldon, a curveball that drops low for ball 2. Matthew Sheldon, the best hitter for the Yankton Bucks coming into today, as Sheldon so far hitting .426 in the season. He'll swing and miss at the 2-1 pitch, and the count's 2-2. He's got 5 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, 21 runs driven in. He's had a lot of help with Lucas Kamshoff getting on base in front of him to help drive in runs, but he can do it himself, too. That one's fouled off the foot, and the count remains at 1-2. Again, no Lucas Kamshoff, no Austin Goebel for the Yankton Bucks, but we assume and we've heard that they will be here tomorrow for what Yankton expects to either have a 1-0 lead or down 0-1 and fully expecting to play 2 games to try and still beat the Governors, as that one is upstairs and the count's now 3-2 here to Sheldon.
And you don't want to give Sheldon anything good to hit here, being as dangerous a hitter as he is. Like you said, normally has the protection of Kamshoff, but won't have that tonight. So if you have to pitch around him, that's not necessarily a bad thing as he fouls one back to the screen.
Zabel, the tall lefty on the mound for the Governors, has already been able to retire 2 guys, but still dealing with a runner on first with 1 out as the strikeout for Fieser got to the backstop on a wild pitch. Here's a 3-2 from Zabel again. That'll miss low for ball 4, and it's a walk issued to Sheldon. Not a bad spot to Sheldon, but it is first and second now with 1 away, and it brings up Owen Wishon. For Wishon, a .340 batting average, 13 runs driven in. He's been the cleanup guy in those 2 games that the Governors played him. He's 1 for 6 on Sunday. He did have the double in his 1 hit. First pitch is over for strike 1. These 2 teams on the game 1 went back and forth. The Governors led 2-0 before Yankton tied it 2-2. Then Pierre led it 4-2. Then it was a 4-4 game. Then Yankton took a 6-4 lead before Pierre tied up at 6-6. Yankton had an 8-6 lead before a 5-run 6th inning made it 11-8 and eventually 11-9 for the final score. And then the Govs led 4-0 before Yankton scored their 2 runs in the 7th inning. But very close games between these 2 teams on Sunday. The Governors were fortunate to come away with those 2 wins. This will be flown out towards right field in front of Charlie Simpson, down for a base hit. They will hold the runner at third base as the throw will come in. Almost outran the stop sign of Drew Lawrence at third base was a Fieser, but the bases are now loaded with 1 out here at the top of the first.
Yeah, just a good piece of hitting by Wishon there. Not trying to do anything fancy, just go with the pitch away. He's able to line it to right in front of the right fielder and Charlie Simpson, and that loads the bases here for Goki here.
And this is early trouble here for the Pierre Governors. Bases loaded with 1 out here in the top of the first. Ground ball back to Zabel. He'll go home with it. Now from home to first. It's low. It's not picked out by Brewer. And the run will come in to score from third. And the Yankton Bucks will take a 1-0 lead. So they get the force out, but the throw from Peterson was low, and it's going to be an air charge to Peterson on the fielder's choice. And it ends up being a 1-0 lead here for Yankton, and that run, unfortunately for the Governors, that strikeout and the wild pitch still comes back to haunt him, even though he was out at home plate.
Yeah, just a tough break there. You look like you're going to get out of that, and Jet Zabel does a good job of inducing weak contact right back at him. 1-2 for the force out at home for out number 2, but not the best throw from 2-3 to complete the 1-2-3 double play. Ball gets by by the first baseman, and that allows a run to score, an unearned run for the Yankton Bucks, and that puts them up 1-0 here in the top of the first, but takes more than one run to win a baseball game. So let's hope that the Govs can strike back with a crooked number in the bottom half of the inning.
1-1 pitch here to Evan Sirkins over first strike, and the count's now 1-2. As Evan Sirk trying to drive in a couple more runs and give Yankton an early lead, more so than the 1-0 lead they have right now. Runners at second and third with 2 away. The 1-2 pitch right there for strike 3, and Sirk will strike out looking. But a run does score on 1 hit in the inning, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. After half an inning, it is 1-0 for Yankton over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
Whoa, hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder!
Yeah, that hurt. And there are epic moments.
Slide, slide, slide! College! Slide, class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Bucks over the Pierre Governors. On the American Family Insurance and Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard, 1-0 our score as the Govs are looking to get back on track or get back this game tied. Nolan Peterson lead things off. He's the catcher. Kate Kaiser batting second and playing second. George Staley, the center fielder, batting third. Charlie Simpson, the right fielder, will bat fourth. Jed Zabel, the pitcher, batting fifth. Grayson Hunsley, the third baseman, will bat sixth. Spencer Easlin playing left field, batting seventh. Matthew Brewer batting eighth and playing first base. And Dawson Getz, the shortstop for the Pierre Governors, batting ninth for this 12-9 Governor team who picked up 2 big wins on Sunday to be able, well, they were going to host no matter what, but to host this team, getting those 2 wins. As you are listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station, Nolan Peterson will step to the plate against Beck Reichen, who will get his first start of the season. Everything's been in relief, but Reichen gets his start here in the playoffs. First pitch to Peterson will miss low and away for ball 1.
Yeah, Nolan Peterson coming into the game hitting-wise, definitely the guy you want hitting leadoff. 439 batting average for the Governor catcher as he lines one to center, but camped under it will be the center fielder in Cirque for out number 1. Good piece of hitting there for Peterson, just happened to hit it right at Cirque for the first out. But like I said, to finish the thought on Peterson, he's slashing 439, 579, 509 for an OPS of 1.088. So definitely one of the guys you want up to bat if you were the Pierre Governors.
Here's Kate Kaiser now. First pitch is over for strike 1. He's got power, does Kaiser. He's hit home run, and of his 6 hits, he's got 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. So 2/3 of his base hits go for extra bases. And, of course, a guy that, with a batting average at 273 and 6 hits over a span of 21 games, you say that wouldn't be good. Well, he missed half the season and really never got into a chance to find a groove, too, because once he was cleared to play and actually hit, we started having all our rainouts after that. Mm-hmm. Everything was solid for the first 3-4 weeks of the season, and then we've been up and down of playing baseball as it counts 3-1. But Kaiser is a power threat every time he comes to the plate, and he's got a really good hitter's count right now. Beck Reichen delivers a 3-1 pitch. Kaiser gets underneath it as he was trying to make it a 1-1 game. This will be popped up on the right side. Is going to be fielded by the second baseman in Bestie, who was struggling to find his footing, was going down the lip from the infield to the outfield grass, and still makes the catch. And there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the first, and just underneath it was Kate Kaiser, and as they say in Major League, too high.
Yeah. Would have been a homer in an elevator, but we don't play in an elevator, so.
This will be George Stalley down to the plate. 2 down, nobody on here at the top of the bottom of the first. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1 to Stalley. 303 batting average, 6 doubles, a triple. Second on the team in hits, 7 runs driven in for Stalley. That one's upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. Home run in an elevator. Haven't heard that one before.
Really?
I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
Now I'll probably hear it from everybody. Just start, you say it, and then everybody else is going to start saying it. 2-0 pitch. Ground ball on the left side. This will be fielded by the shortstop, and Wishon. His throw to first will just beat Stalley, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Rankin in the bottom of the first. 1-0 is their score at the end of 1. Yankton leads Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Form, function, finesse. The all-new 2024 all-wheel drive Ford Escape is now on sale at Capital City Ford for $32,000 with up to $2,250 in rebates. If you're looking for adaptable interiors ready for your daily adventures, whether it's a trip to the grocery store, to a spontaneous road trip, and everywhere in between, Capital City Ford has you covered. Payments are as low as $385 with Ford Credit Flex Buy program. For more information and details, contact a sales professional at Capital City Ford. Check out their full vehicle lineup at CapitalCityFord.com. Capital City Ford in Pierre.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
7-8-9 due up here for the Yankton Bucks to start the top of the second. They lead at 1-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard. Frankie Infeld, Easton Nelson, and Gavin Johnson will be the first 3 hitters here in the top of the second. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. And for Infeld, so far on the season, a 154 batting average, just 4 hits and 26 at-bats. As it counts 2-0. We've got 2 final scores so far here in the playoffs. Lincoln beat Huron 11-1 in 5 innings, as Infeld will swing and miss, and the count's 2-1. That game started at 5 o'clock. That game ended about an hour and 13 minutes after it got going. And then Harrisburg beat Washington just now 16-1, and they put a final to it in 3 innings, as it counts 3-1 here to Infeld. And that game took about an hour and 5 minutes to play. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That one's over for a strike of the letters, and the count's now 3-2. Harrisburg hit 4 home runs in that 16-1 win. Here's the 3-2 to Infeld. Taken for strike 3, and back-to-back strikeouts for Zabel. That's his 3rd now in the ball game. And the leadoff man is retired here to open up the top of the second. And it brings up Easton Nelson.
Yeah, good job there by Zabel fighting back to get the out here and keep guys off base. That's going to be the key. The rest of the ball game is continuing to throw strikes if you're Jet Zabel and keeping the Yankton offense off base.
1-0 pitch is popped up on the right side. Kate Kaiser takes a couple of steps back into the outfield grass. He'll make the catch. Easton Nelson's retired. There's 2 down, and it will bring up the catcher and Gavin Johnson.
But John, to go back to your point about the 4 homers for the Harrisburg Tigers, they if any of our listening audience has ever been to Dakota Access Field in Harrisburg, it is the smallest field in Class A baseball by a significant margin. So although the Harrisburg power numbers a lot of times do look really impressive, you got to take that into a little bit of consideration.
They will then again host tomorrow, though the higher seeds will be the visitors in game 2 of the series, but they will still be the host team, as there's a swing and a miss, and the count's 1-2 here to Gavin Johnson. And Harrisburg, the top seed against the 16th seed Washington. Washington coming in with just 1 win on the season. Unfortunately, it was against Pierre Governors, but the only win that they have on the season. 1-2 pitch is outside, and the count's 2-2. So Washington trying to take down Harrisburg is a tall task in itself. Everybody's playing game 1 tonight. Everybody will play game 2 tomorrow, as this is a 2-out single for Gavin Johnson in left field. Climbed the ladders at the top of the zone, was able to get a base hit. And the second hit of the ball game for the Yankton Bucks, and it will bring up the top of the order for Tate Bestie.
another thing to mention in that game, one of Harrisburg's Player of the Year candidates, Eli Kokenji, was pitching that game. 3 innings pitched, of course, because that was all the game was. 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned, no walks, 7 strikeouts. So 7 of his 9 outs were strikeouts.
First pitch to Bestie will be popped foul out of play, and the count's 0-1. T, Area, and Sturgis played Wednesday and Thursday. T won 15-0 over Sturgis, then 9-1 in Game 2. And so they're the one and only team right now that has advanced into the state tournament next Friday and Saturday at the Birdcage. That one is taken for a strike on the inside edge. The count's 0-2 here to Bestie.
A good job by Zabel hopping on top of Bestie as the lineup has turned over already for the Bucks here in the top of the second, as Bestie is the leadoff hitter.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. A line shot into center field. Stallion will come on, slides, and he'll make the catch to retire the side in the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Inning and a half gone by. Yankton leads Pierre 1-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
As we head to the bottom of the second, a 1-0 lead for the Pierre Governors over the Yankton Bucks on American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard, and I believe I should say Yankton is leading Pierre 1-0. I think I might have messed that up. But it is going to be 4, 5, and 6 here for the Governors. Charlie Simpson, Jed Zabel, and Grayson Hunsley. He might reach his base. It'll go to Spencer Easlin as the Govs are trying to get their first base runner of the ball game. Simpson will lead things off for the Governors. Charlie Simpson so far, he is coming in hitting .213, 2 doubles, home run, 11 runs driven in for the Governors in the number 4 spot as he takes high for ball 1 to open up the bottom of the second.
Yeah, let's see if the Govs can get a base runner here against Riken and put some pressure on the Yankton defense.
The 1-0 pitch is at the letters for a strike, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. And again, game 1 here today, game 2 tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. If there is a third game, it will be around 20 to 30 minutes after game 2 ends, as the 1-1 pitch is at the top of the zone in the inside corner of the top of the zone, taken for a strike, and the count is now at 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Simpson with a line shot into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and there's your first hit for the Pierre Governors, first base runner. And Simpson is on to kick off the bottom of the second.
Yeah, another nice piece of hitting there from Charlie Simpson. Just lined the pitch into right field. Didn't try to roll over on it, pull it, stayed with it, went to the right side. Almost ended up getting past the right fielder for the Yankton Bucks there, but leadoff runner on, and that's what you want for the Govs.
Zabel will go the other way through the left field. That one is going to get caught by the left fielder in Nelson, almost over his head. Simpson's got to scamper back to first, because if that's over his head, it's a 1-1 ball game. But a nice play out there in left field. Tracking it was Easton Nelson to make the catch. The Governors nearly tied the ball game up at 1.
Yeah, I thought that was going to tail away from Nelson in left field. It sure looked like it had enough tail going away from him, but nice play. He was able to stick the glove up, make the catch, and that forces Simpson to have to retreat to first base, because you're absolutely right. That gets over his head, that gets to the wall, and Simpson is running for a long time.
Grayson Hunsley steps to the plate. First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. He's coming in hitting .229 this season, double and 4 runs driven in. A guy that's, we've talked about a lot, that didn't get a chance to play at all last year. He got hurt at the end of hockey season, his junior campaign, and then had to sit out all of the spring and summer season, and finally gets a chance to play again as that pitch is upstairs and the count's now 1-1. I believe he's a guy that, if he wants to, after he obviously will play this summer, but he is a guy that can come back and play again as a super senior for post 8. So he'd still have one extra summer still to play Legion baseball if he would choose to. 1-1 pitch. He'll wait on the curveball, grounded through the left side for a base hit, and it's first and second now with one away. 2 singles here in the inning. The Governors have their first base runner in scoring position now for Spencer Easland.
And you know, if going back to that, to finish up that thought on Hunsley, if it's me in his shoes, and granted I'm not him, but you almost feel like you got cheated out of a spring and summer of baseball. So having that extra opportunity to play as a super, you know, that's something that not a lot of kids get to take advantage of. And you know, if he chooses to do that, good for him to kind of put a star on, you know, a bad situation, or make lemonade out of lemons, if you will.
And you really think about trying to go back just a couple years. Bennett Dean obviously was a super senior a part of that year, and a guy that didn't go play college baseball that still came back. And for Grayson Hunsley, not a guy that's going to go play college baseball, but you know, having a chance to do that. And you know, Matt Hansen did it last year too. That as Easland will ground it up the middle, through for a base hit. Simpson will round third. He's on his way home. The throw will go to third, and it will be away from the bag. And it is first and third, and it is a 1-1 tie here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there by Easland, going right up the middle, past the infielders for a base hit. Simpson scores, and the runner in Hunsley ends up on third base. The throw from the center fielder insert goes to third base, and actually almost got over the head of the third baseman. Easland does not take second on the play, so we've got runners at the corners here with run out. You're going to see both of the corner infielders playing up, and the middle is going to be back trying to get in double play.
The runner will take off for second. Easland is sliding in safely at second, as it was taken for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Easland almost didn't slide early enough to get underneath the tag, but he does slide in safely. He's got the stolen base, and it's an 0-1 count here to Matthew Brewer. A base hit can make this a 3-1 lead here for the Governors, who have tied it up 1-1 on the RBI from Easland. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Brewer. This will be a fly ball left center field. Will it get into the gap? It will, and 2 runs are going to come in to score. Easland's going to round third. He will come in to score, and it's a 3-1 lead, an RBI, 2 RBI double for Matthew Brewer, and the Govs are up by a pair.
Good piece of hitting there by Brewer, just putting the ball in the air into the gap. You know, really, in general, even if that's caught, that scores a run. He does his job, but that does find the grass in the gap between left and center field, and 2 runs come to score, 2 RBI double for Brewer, making it a 3-1 ball game here in the bottom of the second.
Third hit of the inning. 3rd run to score here for the Governors. Make that the 4th hit of the inning. First extra base hit. And it's Dawson Getz who will ground this to the right side. That'll move Brewer over to third. The lob from the second baseman, Bestie, to Fieser is in time, and there's 2 down. But Brewer will be at third base with 2 away, and it's to the top of the order now for Nolan Peterson to try and drive in a run, but we'll have a mound visit beforehand. I was just about ready to mention, too, that you know it's the playoffs when Beck Reichen gives up 4 hits in the inning in the second, and you're already getting somebody out there warming up, as I believe it is going to be Boston Frick that might be warming up out in the outfield, in left field.
And this mound visit's probably an opportunity, one to calm down Reichen, but 2, give the relief pitcher in the left field bullpen, if it is Frick, a chance to warm up a little bit quicker with no play going on in the field of play.
3-1 is her score. 2 RBI double for Matthew Brewer, broke the 1-1 tie. Nolan Peterson with the base hit makes it a 4-1 score. This will be a ground ball. Going to be a tough play here for Wishon at short. His throw to first is going to be in time to retire Peterson and end the inning here in the bottom of the second, but not before. 3-run score in the inning on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 2 here at Hyde Stadium. Pierre has got a 3-1 lead over Yankton. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
It is the top of the third, and it is a 2-3-4 here for the Yankton Bucks with a 3-1 lead now for the Pierre Governors in a 3-run inning. And Blake, that's what the Governors were hoping to have. Maybe, obviously the first inning didn't go so well, being a 1-2-3 inning, but that second inning, a huge confidence boost for the Governors going into the middle innings.
Yeah, absolutely. Good bounce back for the Govs in that bottom of the second. First inning, top of the first didn't necessarily go the way that you would have drawn things up, but a good response really from what started at the 4, 5, and 6 guys, because the Govs were sat down in order in the bottom of the first. So starting with Charlie Simpson and really on down the way, getting the big hit from Brewer, who was your number 8 hitter, I believe. That's a huge boost from the bottom of the lineup if they're going to be able to hit like that. And as a result, the Govs are up 3-1 here in the top of the third.
1-0 pitch to Easton Fieser is upstairs and counts now 2-0. He struck out, reached first, and then ended up being retired on the potential 1-2-3 double play. Ended up being just a force out and a fielder's choice, and ended up being with an error too that scored another run, but scored that one run as it counts now 2-1 here to Easton Fieser. 2-1 pitch, high for a 3-1 count, and Zabel. This is a shutdown inning. Anytime your team scores, that half inning becomes a shutdown and a big shutdown inning, especially in the playoffs, as a 3-1 pitch will miss for ball 4 and a leadoff walk issued to Fieser, and the leadoff man on base for the first time tonight for the Yankton Bucks. And it brings up Matthew Sheldon, who drew a walk in his first trip to the plate. Ground ball would be huge for Zabel and this Pierre Governor crew. And Sheldon, the power that he has, one swing in the back could make it a 3-3 game. First pitch was a curveball that, trying to get the back door or the back foot curveball that misses low for ball 1.
Yeah, not the guy that you want to walk in Jet Zabel on that last one to put a guy on base in front of Matthew Sheldon, because he comes in with slashing 426, 471, 639, an OPS of 1.11. This guy's got good bat to ball skills, and when he puts the bat on the ball, typically it goes a long ways.
8 of his 26 hits gone for extra bases with 2 home runs. 1-2 pitch to him, just outside, missing for ball 2, and the count's now 2-2. Get you a couple final scores, and of the 3 that have gone final, and we mentioned T is already advanced, playing Wednesday and Thursday. This will be popped foul on the right side. Will it stay in play? Brewer had a chance on it, and it hit his glove, hit the bare palm on the bottom of his glove, and ends up dropping foul, and the count remains at 2-2. That was a long run for all 3 guys, and Brewer got there first, but just couldn't make the catch.
Yeah, and really that's not you would like to catch that and get Sheldon out, but that's not the worst thing in the world, because the ball does fall harmlessly to the ground and it ends up being a strike that's not tallied as a foul ball. So new life for Sheldon, but we'll see if Zabel can make him pay here with strike 3.
He'll come set from the stretch. The lefty delivers the 2-2. Ground ball on the left side that's going to get through for a base hit. Getz was playing double play depth, and if there's nobody on base, that's a routine ground ball to him, but it ends up getting through the left side. A C&I single, and his first and second with nobody out here in the top of the third.
Yeah, the old adage, hit them where they ain't, comes into play there as Sheldon puts one through the large hole between third base and shortstop into left field, putting 2 runners on base with the Bucks, nobody out. Bucks threatening here in the top of the third.
Here's Owen Wishon, who does have one of those hits, a ground ball here taken, or make that a bunt by Wishon. The throw to first will be in time as Kaiser was covering first, and it's second and third with 1 out. And you have your cleanup man get a sacrifice bunt, 1 to 4 on the sacrifice. But that also tells you between Sam Goki and Evan Sirk that Coach Lawrence feels confident in these 2 guys to drive in the 2 runs, because your tying runs are in scoring position now here with 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. First pitch to Goki is upstairs for ball 1.
And the other part of that, too, into that decision is, Wishon coming into this game, at least on Sunday, which would have been the last game that these 2 teams played, was 1 for 6 total. So, not necessarily hitting the best in that regard.
Ground ball to the right side. A run will come in to score as Kaiser fields and throws the first to retire Goki, but he does get the RBI ground out, and it advances the runner over to third. So it's up to Evan Sirk to try and get this game tied for the Yankton Bucks. On a 4-3 RBI ground out, Sirk struck out looking in his first trip to the plate as he ended that top of the first inning. The lefty, this will get away underneath of Peterson, and the tying run will come in to score, and we're back to square one. It's a 3-3 ball game.
Yeah, just snuck under the glove of Peterson. Thought he could glove it rather than get the body in front of it and block it. Squeaks underneath, and Sheldon comes in from third to tie the game on the pass ball.
3-3 score now on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. The 1-0 pitch from Zabel as he works back to the windup with now nobody on base and 2 outs is taken for a strike, and the count's 1-1. So far, the 3 of the top seeds have won. 16-1 win for Harrisburg. They're the top seed overall. This will be chopped off the plate. A high chopper. Getz will field. He's going to quickly throw to first, and he does, and retires Sirk to end the inning here in the top of the third. But 2 runs do score in the inning on just 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the third, all square at 3. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Verdig Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Verdig Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Verdig Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Verdig Electric, 224-8684.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
As we welcome you back here, it is going to be Boston Frick now on the mound for the Yankton Bucks as he replaces Beck Reichen after just 2 innings. Beck Reichen threw 2 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, no walks and no strikeouts. And now Frick will be the duties to keep this a 3-3 ball game, and he'll deal with 2, 3, and 4 here for the Governors. Kate Kaiser, George Stalley, and Charlie Simpson will be the first 3 guys to face him. So 3 final scores so far, and I guess technically 4 of Game 1 because T-Area has already swept Sturgis in advance. But 3 final scores today. Lincoln had beat Huron the 2:15 matchup 11-1. O'Gorman just knocked off Jefferson 3-0 in their first game, and Harrisburg beat Washington 16-1. As the 1, 2, and 4 seeds have all won. And Brandon Valley and Mitchell playing right now. Stevens Central got started when we did. And we'll get you score updates for the other 3 games that are going on as the first pitch is upstairs to Kate Kaiser for ball 1, who popped out to the second baseman on a high pop-up that Tate Bestie went from where he, right where he's standing at right now, which is a couple feet away from the second base bag, all the way behind first base, as it counts 2-0 here to Kaiser.
And for Boston Frick on the mound, this is his 3rd appearance this spring. He's only thrown 2 innings total, as that's ball 3 to Kaiser. So has allowed 1 hit, 3 runs, none of them earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. So really the stat line, because he's thrown only 2 innings this year as Kaiser takes ball 4 and a leadoff runner is on for the Govs, has thrown three games but hasn't started any and has only pitched an average of 1 inning a game. So, they use him typically more as a bridge guy, but, maybe a good opportunity to see what Frick has as far as in game 1 of the playoffs here.
Kaiser walks on 4 pitches. Now is George Stalley to the plate. First pitch will miss low for ball 1. Couple of scores going on right now. 2 games are in the bottom of the 6th. It's a 3-1 lead for the Brandon Valley Lynx over Mitchell Colonels, and a 0-0 tie between Roosevelt and Brookings in the bottom of the 6th, although Brookings just scored their first run on a base hit from Ronning to make it 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning, so they'll have a chance to close out game 1 of the 7th. And then the other game that's going on right now, it is Stevens and Rapid City Central, 1-0 lead for the Stevens Raiders, as that's early on in the ball game, as they, well, of course my phone froze right as I'm trying to get to what inning they're actually in. But it is a 1-0 lead for Stevens. I mean, legitimately, the app just froze on me as it was starting to spin and tell me where exactly they were at. As the 1-0 pitch is upstairs, a throw to second on the runner stealing. I mean, the 2-0 pitch was upstairs. And a 3-0 count here to George Stalley as Kaiser steals second. And would think that it's probably going to be a take sign here for Stalley. It is the bottom of the 2nd. Stevens is leading Rapid City Central. Here's the 3-0 pitch from Frick to Stalley. That is outside, and 8 straight misses to open up the outing for Boston Frick. And for Coach Lawrence, he'll make his way out and talk with his relief pitcher, and doesn't bode well, especially the playoffs. Coaches aren't big fans of walks, and starting the day with 8 straight misses is not going to make Coach Lawrence a happy camper.
No, not at all, especially in a game that's pretty close, 3-3 here in the bottom of the 3rd, with a chance for the Bucks to win a playoff game here without 2 of their better players. So not what you want to see if you're Coach Lawrence. 8 straight balls for Boston Frick, but like we talked about, not a whole lot of experience on the mound for the Bucks with Frick out there either. So a lot of confidence from Coach Lawrence in Frick, but putting him in this spot, but the results haven't necessarily been there thus far, like you said, with 8 straight misses to start.
And with nobody warming up right now in the left field bullpen, which then makes you wonder, too, if you go with somebody in the field, if that's the next step, or if maybe another walk to Charlie Simpson puts somebody out in the bullpen. That's your first strike from Boston Frick as Charlie Simpson takes strike 1. He singled the lead off the 2nd inning and came in to score to tie the ball game up when the Governors took a 3-1 lead. Now it's 3-3. 0-1 pitch is a curveball that drops in at the top of the zone. The count's now 0-2. 8 straight misses you're probably going to take right away, even after the mound visit. And that first pitch to Simpson was not a fastball right down the middle that a lot of times maybe guys will try and lock in on after a mound visit from your coach. But the count's 0-2. Frick delivers the 0-2 pitch. It'll miss low and away, and the count's 1-2.
Yeah, big opportunity here for Simpson. He has seen the 2 strikes, like you mentioned. Hasn't offered at any of them, but did watch ball 1 down in the dirt. So if it's there, Simpson's got to have a big zone right now and put 1 in play.
1-2 pitch. Runner takes off for third. The throw to third is high. The runner, Stalley, did not get the jump with Kaiser as he's still at first base, but Kaiser will steal third, and the count's now 2-2. It was, again, one where for Kaiser, you're happy he made it at third base, but one that really could be really upsetting if he's out at third, because that's would be the first out of the inning. Now it's going to be Stalley that takes off for second. Simpson had checked his swing, but was up in the zone, and he got a piece of it and fouls it off to the right. And the count remains at 2-2, so Stalley head back to first.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit of a hit-and-run situation here, too, that they might put on Will the Govs with Stalley being as quick as he is.
Not running this time. This will get away from the catcher and behind home plate on a wild pitch that will score Cade Kaiser to make it a 4-3 lead. And Stalley will move up to second. He was not running with the pitch. The count goes now 3-2. and a 4-3 advantage for the Governors. And one where, we just talked about how it was a little bit of a dangerous move maybe to try and swipe third with nobody out, but it pays off for the Governors because they don't put the ball in play. If Kaiser doesn't take third, he's only standing at third right now. Here's a 3-2 pitch from Frick. Simpson swings and misses and strikes out, and there's one down here in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, good bounce back there by Boston Frick. Would be pretty easy to put your head between the tail between the legs after that wild pitch to give the Govs the lead here in the bottom of the third, but he bounces back and strikes out Simpson for out number 1.
Here's Jet Zabel, who was robbed of extra bases as he flew out to left field in his first at-bat. First pitch will miss outside for ball 1. Nelson was able to get the ball that was tailing away from him out in left field, otherwise over his head, and with Simpson on at first base, he was going to score. There's a line shot, base hit into center field. Stalio around third. He's going to try and come in to score. The throw coming in is going to be high over the catcher, and it's going to allow Zabel to take second on the throwing error, but it is an RBI single for Jet Zabel to make it 5-3. The Governors are still in business with another runner in scoring position.
Yeah, huge single from Jet Zabel. Run scores from second in Stally. Throw was actually cut off by the first baseman, but first baseman in Fieser decided to make the throw home over through the catcher, and that allows Zabel to move to second. And Zabel moving to second on that play puts the Govs out of the force out double play. So that's a big overthrow, big error to keep the Govs one out of the double play opportunity and to put another runner in scoring position.
Sun and Shine is running for Jet Zabel. First pitch to Hunsley is taken high for ball 1. Hunsley got a single in his first at-bat, 1 for 1 so far in the ball game. Governors now lead at 5-3 on American Family Insurance. The Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard, just kind of feeling like game 1 already. Here's a pickoff move. The throw will get into center field, but Sun and Shine, who was diving back by the time he got up, was not in a spot to wisely try and take off for third, because they could easily cut that off and fire a strike to third base. So he stays at second, and Yankton catches a break this time.
Yeah, they do. That was a quick throw by Frick back to second base. Second baseman and Bestie was not over to cover in time. Ball gets into center field, but because Sun and Shine was diving back to the base, he wasn't able to get up quickly enough and make the move from second to third. Good backup there by Cirque in center.
Count is 1-1 here to Grayson Hunsley. Frick comes set from the stretch, delivers a 1-1, and a ground ball that is foul right underneath the legs of Coach Fondness at third base. And Coach Sherrill's got his arms up. And I don't believe Coach Fondness will be. He did eventually look over at Coach Sherrill. Thought maybe he's going to keep his head down after that one. There's a ground ball to the left side. Be fielded by the shortstop and Wishon. There's nobody at third base. So advancing on the throw is Sun and Shine over to third. As the shortstop Wishon made the play to first to retire Hunsley. Goki tried to cut it off and make that a little bit easier of a play to make. But doing so, he abandoned his spot at third. And there's now 2 down and a runner on third for Spencer Easlin, who is already 1 for 1 with an RBI single.
Yeah, good job of base running there by Sun and Shine, recognizing that too, because once that ball was fielded by Wishon at short, he immediately took off for third, and he is now standing 90 feet away from making this a 3-run ball game at third base as Easlin swings through strike 1.
Spencer Easlin in the doubleheader on Sunday had himself a pretty good day. Went 4 for 4 in game number 1 with 2 RBIs. As he'll pop this one up on the left side, it's going to be a tough play. Third baseman Goki will give way. Nobody is there to make the catch. It'll land. And an RBI single for Spencer Easlin. More of a mental error than a hit, but it's still a hit for Spencer Easlin. And it's a 6-3 lead here for the Governors with 2 outs in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, that one does go down as a hit. Should have been out number 3 to get out of the inning for Boston Frick, but ball lands harmlessly between 3 Yankton defenders as the third baseman, the shortstop, and the left fielder all kind of converged on the ball, and nobody decided to take charge, and it fell right between everybody. So run scores in Sonnenschein, which would be for Zabel. As Eastland looks to steal second, he is going to be thrown out at second on the 2-4 throw out to end the inning. But regardless, that goes down as a hit in the book for Eastland, and he'll tell everybody, a week from now or a month from now that hit that he had in the region playoffs was a 110-mile-an-hour scorcher right in front of the left fielder, and that was the reason why it wasn't extra bases, was because it was right at somebody.
3-run score of the inning on 2 hits, 1 error, no one left on base. Governors lead at 6-3 after 3. Back in 30 seconds here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Springtime has arrived. Service and Parts Department at Buck Motor Company want to remind you to get your vehicle serviced early to avoid any breakdowns and service-related frustrations. Get up to $100 mail-in rebate on a set of 4 tires, along with 4 free oil changes, a $400 value. All AC Delco Marine batteries starting at $134.95 and come with an 18-month warranty. Take $15 off a light detail. Spray in bed liners, $635 on long beds and $595 on short beds. See all our specials at www.beck-motors.com.
It is the top of the 4th. The Pierre Governors have a 6-3 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean. Emma Thielen back at the station as Coach Lawrence and the home plate umpire, Pat Clark, having a conversation about something, but not sure what it might be. There is somebody warming up in the left field bullpen. I don't know if maybe they're looking to see if Beck Reichen can come into the ball game, but then they lose Matthew Sheldon, the DH. Reichen was taken out as a starting pitcher. If they want to, and he had played second, so if they would move guys around, maybe they would put Reichen at second base, but not sure if that would be it or not, as this will be popped up in the first pitch. Right side, Matthew Brewer can't make the catch as he got over to the first base dugout. Was running out of room, and it skipped off his glove, and that's 2 foul balls for Brewer that he's was shaking his head at both of them now, feeling like he should have had both of them, but the great difficulty of making that catch on the run, running out of real estate, those were 2 really tough plays for Brewer to make. A 1 pitch will miss low for ball 1.
Yeah, you said it. Both plays are going to be right up against the wall, and you're thinking about how do I brace for impact to the wall while still maintaining concentration on putting the ball in the glove.
There's a line shot, and Dawson will climb the ladder and make the catch. The leadoff man retired to kick off the top of the 4th inning.
Nice play by Dawson Getz at short. Ball came off the bat of Frankie Invelt. Really quick, really hot. Getz leaps in the air, makes a fantastic catch for out number 1. Saves that from extra bases.
Easton Nelson now to the plate. 7-8-9 here in the top of the 4th for the Yankton Bucks. Tate Bestie was the guy that was warming up out in the bullpen. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll be over for a strike. The count's now 0-2 here from Zabel. That's the other thing, too, that you look at is that Matthew Sheldon, if he's a DH, there's a ground ball to the left side. Hunsley will field, and the throw from third is an accurate one, and there's 2 down quickly here in the top of the 4th, and it will bring up the number 9 man in Gavin Johnson. But if Bestie would come to the mound, unless you move then Frick over to second base, or maybe, and again, that might be what it is. If Reichen goes to play second, can we keep the DH with Matthew Sheldon in? And I think that was probably the conversation maybe that they had as the first pitch is over for strike 1. Because the last thing you want to do is take Matthew Sheldon out of the lineup. And
absolutely.
And he's been the DH, so outside of playing him at first probably, you probably don't really want him on the field. I would think the way that if the reason why they've DH'd him so many times. 1-1 pitch will miss low, and the count's now 2-1 as they check him over at first, and he did not swing, did Gavin Johnson. But we'll see maybe if Bestie even comes to the mound to start the 4th inning and what they might do, as that one's over for a strike at the knees, and the count's now 2-2 here to Gavin Johnson, who singled with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. Was left stranded over at first base, though. Here's the 2-2 from Zabel. That one's high, and the count's now 3-2.
But I think you're absolutely right, John, in the fact that was probably what the conversation was between between Coach Lawrence and the home plate umpire to start this top of the 4th inning.
As Johnson will line that one foul down the third base line. And the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Number 9 man in the batting order. They had to retrieve that foul ball as it was foul, but it bounced its way into fair territory. 9 man in the batting order. Tate Bestie, the leadoff man, is on deck. 3-2 pitch. Missing for ball 4, and no 1-2-3 inning given for Jed Zabel, and it will continue now to Tate Bestie with 2 outs in the 4th inning.
Yeah, the lineup turns over to Bestie, who is 0 for 2 in the ball game. And it looks like we're going to get a courtesy runner here for the catcher in Johnson.
Caden Hughes will be the courtesy runner for the Yankton Bucks with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors. So maybe 1 error for the Yankton Bucks. 6 hits, 6 runs, and 1 error for the Pierre Governors. As the first pitch is over for strike 1 here to Tate Bestie. He's 0 for 2, grounded out to the shortstop. Dawson gets to lead off the ball game. Then he flew out to George Stallion to finish out the 2nd inning. 0-1 pitch is upstairs, and the count's now 1-1. Stallion made a sliding catch on Bestie in that to end the 2nd inning. 1-1. Line shot. That is just past the glove of Hunsley in the left field for a base hit. Almost looked like it nicked the glove of Grayson Hunsley, but it is in the left field. It is a 2-out single, and it's 1st and 2nd for Easton Fieser, who's been on base both times. But he's struck out and he walked to reach base both times he's been in the plate. 1st and 2nd with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. 6-3 lead for the Pierre Governors. Swing and a miss by Fieser for strike 1.
And this is a big spot for the Bucks. You can't, if you're Pierre, you can't allow Fieser to get on base because that loads the bases for Sheldon, and you've only got a 3-run cushion right now.
Here's the 0-1. That one's over for a strike. The count's now 0-2. That was pitch number 73 from Jed Zabel. I think that pitch number 74 from Jed Zabel. So he'll have another 30 pitches remaining after this, as that one is upstairs and the count's 1-2. Trying to get as far and deep into this ball game as you can get for Zabel, as long as he's still throwing well, because it really helps you really focus in on Saturday of having as many people and many arms available as you can, as that one's fouled away and the count remains at 1-2. Because everybody is available coming into today for both teams. Everybody's available to pitch. Guys that are pitching today, as long as they throw over the 30 pitch count, which everybody has so far, that those would be the only guys that are unavailable. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Fieser is striking out for the 2nd time, and that retires the side here in the 4th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It is a 6-3 lead here for the Pierre Governors over the Yankton Bucks. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
If you're like a lot of South Dakotans, you've made a purchase online for services or products and have had no issues. Unfortunately, scammers view the internet as their playground, and they're constantly deploying new scams to attempt to take your hard-earned funds. Fraudulent websites have grown by leaps. Consumers and businesses need to check all aspects of a website before making any type of purchase. Questions regarding this scam should be directed to South Dakota Attorney General's Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. Are you or a family member receiving Medicare calls asking if you've received your new Medicare
Building
card?
a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
It is the bottom of the 4th. 6-3 lead here for the Pierre Governors. Matthew Brewer waits on the first pitch, taken for a strike, as the count is 0-1. Brewer was left at the plate in that 3rd inning. He doubled in the 2nd, doubled home 2 runs. Eason was thrown out trying to steal 2nd, ending that 3rd. So Brewer leads off, and the count's quickly 0-2 here to Matthew Brewer. Another final score, Brandon Valley beats Mitchell 3-1 in game number 1 as Brewer will swing and miss and 3-pitch strikeout to open up the bottom of the 4th inning, as it will be Dawson Getson back to the top of the order for Nolan Peterson. So the top 4 teams have all won their first game of the best of 3. The 3-1 win for Brandon Valley over Lincoln. As the first pitches make that over Mitchell, not Lincoln. Lincoln, Brandon Valley, O'Gorman, and Harrisburg all win game number 1. As that one's over for a strike, the count's now 1-1. The only other game that's going on is Roosevelt and Brookings, who Roosevelt in the top of the 7th had scored all 3 runs to lead at 3-1 right now. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop. Low throw, but that is dug out by the first baseman, Fieser. And a 6-3 put out from Wishon to Fieser. And there's 2 quickly down here in the bottom of the 4th. And it will bring up the top of the order, Nolan Peterson.
A good bounce back inning here for Frick. Like we talked about, only having thrown two innings, 2 games, 2 innings coming into this ball game. Good bounce back inning for him as ball 1 is upstairs to Nolan Peterson here to turn over the lineup to the Govs.
0 for 2 so far in this first ball game of the best of 3 series. That is upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. And again, if you're joining us tonight, this is the first year of high school baseball that we're doing the best of 3 series to get to the state tournament, as it counts 2-1 here to Peterson. Game 2 is tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. We'll have coverage starting at 10:45. And then Game 3, if necessary, will follow Game 2 like a normal doubleheader would. But the winner of Game 1, if they win Game 2, that will end our series, and the team will advance to the state tournament. Just kind of how the Legion now does it with that regional round to get the 8 teams to the state tournament. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 3-2. Difference between Legion and high school baseball, it's a single elimination of those 8 teams that make it. It's not the double elimination like the Legion, Senior Legion does. 3-2 pitch to Peterson, taken for strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 in the ball game now for Frick. A 1-2-3 inning in the 4th. We head to the 5th. Pierre still leads Yankton 6-3. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
AGE Corporation's Contractors and Crane Service is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Athletics. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work construction and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That's 223-2732. AGE, proud supporters of local sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
Top of the 5th, it is a 3-1 lead here, a 6-3 lead for the Pierre Governors over the Yankton Bucks, the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffle by and scoreboard. 3, 4, and 5, Matthew Sheldon, Owen Wishon, and Samuel Goki be the first 3 hitters for the Yankton Bucks. Game 1 of 3, Game 2 tomorrow, 11 a.m. Governors are trying to get back to the state tournament, try and continue, maybe defend that state championship. First round games will be next Friday. The semifinals and state championships will be on Saturday, but we do not know. We don't know any of the times for Friday. Even they will reseed. So if any of the higher seeds above 6 would lose, the Governors would win. They would jump into that spot and jump up a spot. As the first pitch misses for Matthew Sheldon, there's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-1. For AA volleyball and basketball, whatever seed you are, that's what you are, and you're going to, the 3-14 winner faces a 6-11 winner no matter what, as there's a base hit up the middle for Matthew Sheldon to kick off the top of the 5th inning. But like Class A and B in volleyball and basketball, you reseed after the Sodak 16. This is kind of how it is. But we don't know any of the times. All of them are to be determined, so we couldn't even tell you if Pierce stays at 6 or if they move up, what would happen. And what time they would play. We'll have to wait until after the round completes, and then we'll finalize times. Counts 1-0 here to Owen Wishon. He'll swing and miss at an off-speed pitch, and the count's now 1-1.
Typically, if you think about state tournament games, though, if the Govs stay at the 6th seed, you would assume that if they're seeded and the times are framed like other state tournaments, that they would be one of the later games playing one of the three, or playing the 3 seed, whether that's, you know, the early portion of the late games or the later portion of the late games, as Wishon goes down looking for out number 1. But you would, in theory, like John said, times to be determined. But if you're planning on things, you would think that the Govs would probably get one of the later games.
See, but then you look at, like, hockey has the number 1 seed playing the last game of the day, and they start from the bottom of the bracket all the way up. As this has popped up, long run for Burr, that will land out of play. The count's 0-1. So they could potentially even play the first game of the day.
That's true.
I don't know if it's then up to the number 1 seed, because, you know, you look at last year when the Governors were the number 1 seed and were able to host, they got to decide, do we want to play the first game or the second game? And then obviously if you win, you're playing the third game no matter what. But do you want the game off, or do you want to play back-to-back? And the Governors chose to play back-to-back, both at the region round here at Hyatt Stadium and also in the state semifinals. Here's a ground ball to the right side. Zabel knocks it down. He'll pick it up. His throw to first will still be in time to retire Samuel Goki. The runner does move up to second. Really, even if Kaiser makes the play, it's still going to, the only play is going to be to first. So Zabel knocking it down, that was the only chance to maybe try and get to. They still get that runner at first to retire the second man in the inning. And it's now Evan Sirk with a runner on at second and 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
And honestly, that ball was hit softly enough that I don't know that Kaiser would have been able to make that play. So good job of fielding your position if you're Jet Zabel, getting the sure out at first. And even though the runner is on second, it's essentially a meaningless run at this point right now, because even if the batter hits a 2-run homer, you're still up by 1.
1-0 pitch here from Zabel to Sirk. Be over for a strike. The count's now 1-1. We do have activity out in the right field bullpen, and it is J.J. Buckles that is warming up here for the Govs. So hopefully here for the Governors, obviously that's a guy that when he come in, you feel like you want to almost say ball game over when J.J. Buckles come in. But also at the beginning of the 5th inning, you'd love to see Zabel maybe get through the 6 innings and allow Buckles to only have to pitch in the 7th. 1-2 pitch. That one just upstairs, maybe a little bit inside. The smaller Sirk, the strike zone a little bit shorter. And it might have helped the inning stay alive for the Yankton Bucks.
This will be pitch number 91 for Zabel here.
2-2. Ground ball back to Zabel. He will get through 5 innings. Underhand flip will retire Sirk. And that will end the top of the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and one man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It is a 6-3 lead for Pierre over Yankton. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our number 1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre. Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
Bottom of the 5th, it is still 6-3 for the Pierre Governors of the Yankton Bucks and American Family Insurance. Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. 2, 3, and 4 here for Pierre. Kate Kaiser, George Stallion, and Charlie Simpson. Yankton in the 4 innings so far, half of their innings have been 1, 2, 3, as the first pitch is upstairs for strike 1 to Kate Kaiser at the top of the zone for strike 1. And the other 2 innings that the Governors have at least gotten somebody on base, they've scored 3 runs each. 0-1 pitch is Upstairs and outside, the count's 1-1. You're listening to KCCR Pierre, Riverfront Broadcasting Station. It was a run at the top of the first for Yankton before Pierre had 3 in the second and third innings. It was 3-1, tied up at 3-3, now a 6-3 lead here for the Governors. 1-2 count to Cade Kaiser from Frick. Swing and a foul. That goes off the catcher. Maybe got the home plate umpire as well, and the count remains at 1-2.
Kaiser coming into the at-bat here in the bottom of the 5th. 0 for 1 with a walk, but he did score back in the, I believe it was the bottom of the 3rd.
Brookings at Roosevelt. It's a 3-1 lead for Roosevelt with 2 outs at the bottom of the 7th, but Brookings has runners at 2nd and 3rd. Kaiser will swing and miss as he tried to wait back on the curveball and couldn't find anything, and there's one down, and 4 strikeouts now in the ball game here for Boston Frick, who has done a good job so far with the being in relief of Beck Rankin. Gave up those 3 runs in the 3rd inning, but has retired now 4 straight. Here's the first pitch to George Staley. Line shot. That will drop down for a base hit in the left field. And it is a runner on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th to bring up Charlie Simpson.
In the other game currently going on right now in Rapid City, John, the Rapid City Stevens Raiders have a 4-0 lead on the Rapid City Central Cobblers through 3.5 innings.
Here is Simpson, who is 1 for 2. So all the top seeds are leading except for Brookings right now, but they have their tying runs in square position. Runner takes off. The throw to second will be wide of the bag and will skip into shallow center field. It was over for a strike to Simpson, but a runner on at second now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. There's a ground out for Brookings, and Roosevelt will win game 1 3-1. Scoring their 3 runs in the 7th inning. So the first lower seed to win. Now that wouldn't change Pierre's seeding if they would end up winning the series. Brookings being the 7th seed, that would just move up T a spot. And then Roosevelt would then jump to be the new 8th seed if all the other top seeds do end up winning. Here's the 0-1. Simpson with a fly ball into left center field. This will be caught. A fake tag from Staley as Cirque makes the catch for the 2nd out. And it's up to Jet Zabel to try and help himself out and drive in another run to give Govs a 4-run lead.
Yeah, and like we talked about, Zabel has 14 pitches left in the ball game. I assume they'll probably let him go out there for the top of the 6th to use up his pitch count, but we'll see what the Governor coaching staff decides to do in the top half of the 6th.
Zabel with an RBI single in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 2. First pitch on the outside part of the plate and taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Staley will lead away from second. A base hit. Make this a 4-run lead here for the Governors. Here's the 0-1. Zabel with a ground ball to the second baseman, fielded in by Bestie. His throw to first will retire Zabel and retire the side here in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. To the 6th we go. Pierre leads 6-3 over Yankton. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
So J.J. Buchholz is in the ball game now to pitch, trying to get the final 6 outs here in game number 1, and get us to a 1-0 lead for the Pierre Governors. Jet Zabel will be moving to first base. So it will be Buckles that will hit third in the next inning. I was going to say in the order, but he's 8th in the order, but overall be third in the bottom of the 6th inning. As Zabel will stay in the ball game. That's the only change is Buckles is technically in for Matthew Brewer. And he will try and get the final 6 outs here in game number 1. And for J.J. Buckles, he is, so far in the season, he is 7th relief appearance in 13 innings. He has got a save, as well as giving him 15 hits, 15 runs, only 8 of them earned. 17 walks, 14 strikeouts, a 4.31 ERA, and a 2.46 whip, and a batting average against it, 268. And really, you take away 2 of those appearances for Buckles, one being the very first of the season, and then his latest one. He's been exceptional. He has been very, very good on the mound. First pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 1. Here to Frankie Invelt, 7-8-9 in the top of the 6th for the Yankton Bucks. Invelt, Easton Nelson, and Gavin Johnson. He might reach his base, so back to the top of the order for Tate Bestie. 0-1 pitch. That one's a curveball that drops in. The count's now 0-2.
And you can close the book on Jet Zabel. 5 innings, 5 complete innings, allowing 5 hits and 3 runs. Only one of those runs was an earned run. 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. No passed ball, no wild pitches, no walks, no hit by pitches. 3 walks, but only 3 free passes allowed by Zabel on the 3 bases on balls. But a good job of pounding the strike zone and making the Yankton Bucks beat you with their bats.
Counts 2-2. A couple curveballs that missed, low and away, trying to get Invelt to chase it. He is 0 for 2, struck out looking in the 2nd. Line down to the shortstop in the 4th, and he'll strike out swinging here in the 5th. And there's one down here in the top of the, meant to say 6. One down here at the top of the 6th, and it brings up Easton Nelson, who's also 0 for 2.
Yeah, good start to the outing here for J.J. Buckles. Like you said, threw a couple of curveballs away that didn't necessarily catch the zone, as he throws a fastball that catches the upper part of the zone for strike 1 here with 1 out. But a couple of curveballs he tried to get Invelt to chase, didn't end up chasing, and ended up just throwing the heat right past him for out number 1.
0-1 pitch will miss low and away, and the count's now 1-1 here to Nelson. He's 0 for 2. Popped out to the second baseman Kaiser, ground out to the third baseman Hunsley in his 2 trips to the plate. 1-1 pitch. That one will catch the bottom of the zone right at the knees, and the count's now 1-2. Gavin Johnson, the number 9 man on deck. He has been on base both times he's come to the plate. And it's actually the 3rd time Frankie Invelt came to the plate, and he led off all 3 times. 1-2 pitch, taken to the top of the zone for strike 3, and Buckles has got back-to-back strikeouts to start the top of the 6th inning. And we'll bring up Gavin Johnson, who is 1 for 1 with a single in the 2nd, and then he walked to the 4th.
We do have another final, ladies and gentlemen. The Roosevelt Rough Riders do pull off the upset of the Brookings Bobcats 3-1. So the only lower seed to win, and I think John had mentioned that earlier in the broadcast, but I totally forgot about that.
That's all right. I think nobody.
I do remember you mentioning that now, immediately after I said it.
There was a little stir here in the press box, so I don't think anybody was really paying attention to me anyway. So, and it becomes better from you. It comes better from Blake Dean. Counts 1-1 here to Gavin Johnson. He is 1 for 1. 1-1 pitch. That'll miss low and away. The count's now 2-1. So just one other game going on right now. It is Stevens and Rapid City Central, and a 5-0 lead for Stevens in the bottom of the 4th. And a 6-3 lead here in the top of the 6th for the Pierre Governors. So all the top seeds have won except for the Brookings Bobcats, as this will be a ground ball right to the first baseman, Zabel. It actually started foul as it rolled up the line. And the cue shot that Gavin Johnson had, Zabel was able to pick it up, step on the bag. And a 1-2-3 inning for J.J. Buckles, the first of the kind for the Pierre Governors here today. 6-3 lead going to the bottom of the 6th. Governors on top of Yankton. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Bottom of the sixth, 6-3 lead here for the Pierre Governors over the Yankton Bucks. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean, as it will be 6, 7, and 8. Grayson Hunsley, Spencer Easlin, and J.J. Buckles will be the first three hitters here for the Governors, as they know they have at least a 3-run lead going into the seventh to try and close it out. As Boston Frick, who we mentioned too, is coming in having very little appearances for the only throwing. What was it here for?
2 innings.
2 innings, yeah, just 2 innings and 2 appearances. He's been very good for the Yankton Bucks, and regardless if this game goes in Yankton's favor or not, he's helped this pitching staff be still very dangerous to deal with in games 2 and 3 by going and being able to get after allowing those 3 runs in the third. He's been very good since then. Here's a sliding play by the third baseman on the first pitch to Grayson Hunsley. Samuel Goki makes a nice play over at third, and the leadoff man retired in 1 pitch to his counterpart to lead off the bottom of the 6th.
And to that point, John, Frick has done it pretty efficiently as well, as he's gone through what essentially has been 3 innings thus far in 49 pitches after that first out here in the bottom of the 6th.
First pitch, there's a ground ball that is fouled by Spencer Easlin. And the other thing, too, is that he walked the first 2 guys on 8 pitches,
right.
Kate Kaiser and George Staley, and since then he's given a base hit to Zabel and Easlin, and then another single to Staley. That's the only 3 base runners he's allowed since those 2 walks to lead off his outing. And, of course, those runs came around to score, and that's where, again, baseball is a game where you got to take advantage of mistakes, and 8 pitches and 2 walks to lead off an inning, you got to take advantage of it, and the Governors did, and that's why they have a 3-run lead. 0-2 pitch is popped up behind home plate. Will it stay in play? It will hit the top of the fencing of the Welcome to Hyde Stadium sign and stays in play, but unplayable, and the count remains at 0-2.
And to that point, John, of the 3 hits that the Govs have off of Frick, Easlin's dropped between 3 people. It was a towering pop fly that landed between short, third, and left, and really should have been caught. As now he does put one on the ground into center field for what would be a hit, regardless of where anybody's playing. So baseball has a way of evening out all the time, and really Easlin's on the positive side of both of those, as he's got a couple of hits now in this ball game.
Well, he's 3 for 3 so far, 3 of the 8 hits. And to go back to last weekend, he would love to play the Yankton Bucks every single game the rest of his career, as the first pitch is going to be missed for ball 1, and they checked to see if Buckles swing, and they did not, because he's now gotten 9 hits in 3 games against Yankton. I mean, that's Hall of Fame numbers if he plays Yankton he could be in the majors if he played Yankton every single game. There's a swing and a miss by Buckles, and the count's 1-1. Something about playing against the Yankton Bucks, whatever sport it might be for Easlin, it works out pretty well for him. There's a ground ball by Buckles. High chopper fielded by the third baseman, Goki. The throw to second for 1. To first is not going to be in time. It'll be an RBI, or it will be just a fielder's choice, and there's 2 down here in the 6th with a runner on first.
Something about seeing the color red must make Spencer Easlin just lock in, because he, like you said, the numbers against the Yankton Bucks over the last week have been really, really good.
We had courtesy runner, as Sutton Sun and Shine will run for J.J. Buckles. He also had an interception in the state championship game against Yankton. Yeah. And so individually for Spencer Easlin, he has really enjoyed this year playing against Yankton. And so far, to this point, his team is also 3-0 in those games against Yankton. The first pitch is fouled by Dawson Getz to the left side. Coach Fondas has made a couple plays over there at third base after missing the routine one earlier in the game. He's also, whether he knows it or not, he's wisely moved his way out of the picture on the YouTube feed. Here's a ground ball to shortstop as Wishon will underhand flip to Bestie to retire the side and send us to the top of the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Governors 3 outs away from taking game 1 of the series. 6-3 lead going in the 7th. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
It is the top of the 7th. J.J. Buckles will try and get the final 3 outs and send the Governors home happy here in game 1 and give a chance to try and sweep in game 2 tomorrow morning. That's at 10:45 coverage start time, 11 a.m. for first pitch. We'll be back on the air here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. And if these next 3 outs go in favor of the Governors, they'll be looking for the sweep and to get them into the state tournaments next week, Friday and Saturday. Ground ball foul by the leadoff man, Tate Bestie, to lead off here at the bottom of the top of the 7th inning. One other game going on. Stevens Raiders leading right now over the Rapid City Central Cobblers, as that one's upstairs and it counts 1-1. Jackson Dial, he's got no hits allowance for the first 3 1/3 innings.
4 1/3.
4 1/3 innings. This will be popped foul out of play, and the counts 1-2. Also have a perfect game watch in Major League Baseball. Tyler Alexander for the Rays has gone perfect through 7 against the Blue Jays in Toronto. 1-2 pitch. Curveball, that stays upstairs. Peterson tried to pull it back down to frame it, but just a bit high on Bestie, and the count's 2-2, who was 1 for 3. He singled in the 4th after being retired in his first 2 at-bats. 2-2 from Buckles. Ground ball on the left side. The leadoff man will get on base to open up the top of the 7th. First hit allowed, first base runner allowed against Buckles in the ballgame.
And going back to the Stevens versus Central game, as that ball actually gets away from Buckles, and Bestie is going to be able to get to second base on the throwing error as they tried to get the ball back to Buckles on the mound.
It's one where maybe you got to make sure that you're still mentally focused and still in the ball game, but one that overall, outside of a double play ball, doesn't really affect you too much.
No.
Because that run does not matter if he scores or not. First pitch to Easton Feaser. He'll be grounded over to Zabel at first. He's got his glove low enough to the ground to make the play. I don't know if he really saw that ball get into his glove, but a ground out from Feaser, and there's 1 down, and that's a huge out to get. Not so much because just the first out, but because if he's on base, Matthew Sheldon's come up with a chance to tie it up. But instead, he does not represent the tying run, and that still remains on deck. As Sheldon will watch the first pitch come in high for ball 1. He is 2 for 2, walked in the first and single in the 3rd and 5th inning. 2 of the 6 hits right now for the Yankton Bucks. 1-0 pitch. This will be popped up left side. Grayson Hunsley will give it a look, and that will carry its way foul. Boy, when that ball first went up in the air, I thought that was at least a chance for Hunsley to try and make a play, but that one almost left Hyde Stadium.
Yeah, just really tailed away. And really, the wind didn't carry it all that much. Wind's not really blowing too much here at Hyde, but it tailed away into, well, I guess over the top of the Yankton Buck dugout.
Counts 2-1 here to Matthew Sheldon. Owen Wishon, Sam Goki, the next 2 hitters for Yankton. Governors trying to close out game 1 of the series. Ground ball on the left side. That will get through for a base hit. Another seeing eye single that makes it 6-4. And the tying run will come to the plate here in the top of the 7th inning. And it is a 3 for 3 day for Matthew Sheldon with an RBI.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there from Sheldon. Another ball in between third and short into left field, scoring a run. His third hit of the ball game, like you said, and that brings tying run at the plate.
Only the second RBI for Yankton in their 4 runs they've scored, as they had a error that scored the first run, and then an RBI ground out from Goki, who is on deck, but another run scored on a wild pitch. 0-1 pitch. That will bounce to the backstop, and to second will go Sheldon. And the count's 1-1. And again, it takes away the double play chance to get you out of the ball game in one swing of the bat. But that run, again, does not mean anything for Yankton. It only gets them 1 run closer, which, yes, so it does have some kind of meaning, but you're worried about the guys that are at the plate right now. Here's a line shot that's over the head of Kaiser into center field, a base hit. Staley will cut it off. Sheldon will come in to score. As the throw comes in, it's a 6-5 ball game, and that tying run is now on base with 1 out here in the 7th inning.
Another good piece of hitting there from Washan. Kind of an inside-out swing, lined it to center over the head of the second baseman. And now we've got a ball game on our hands, folks, as Governor coaching staff's going to come out to the mound and try to settle down J.J. Buckles here with 1 out in the top of the 7th.
Coach Sherrill makes his way out and just having a conversation with the Buckles. No activity in the right field bullpen here for the Governors. I mean, Buckles is your guy. It was your guy in the last year. He's your guy this year that you feel confident to try and still get these final 2 outs. Sam Goki and Evan Circa, the next 2 guys who right now are combined 0 for 6 in the ball game. A ground ball can win the game. But as Blake said too, try and settle down your pitcher, and that's what needs to take place right now. Just settle down, throw strikes, and get out of this inning, get out of this ball game, and get the win here for the Governors.
And unfortunately, with those last 2 pitches, Buckles does throw over the 25 pitch limit as well, so he won't be available tomorrow regardless of what happens here.
Showing bunt and pulling it back in time to take it for ball 1 was Sam Goki. They will see if he actually went through, but he was able to pull it back in time, which you're trying to get that tying run into score position, but with 1 out, you also are putting it into just one man's hand. There's a bunt that's dropped down. It will be picked up by Buckles, and there's no play. And it's first and second now with 1 out. A perfect bunt for Sam Goki, and where you're looking at the fielder's choice, instead you're saying, well, it's a bunt single, and the go-ahead run is now at the plate, and it will be Mark Cottle that will come to the plate. So Cottle is now at the plate for Yankton, as he is hitting .240 on the season, 4 doubles in his 6 hits, 2 runs driven in. And he represents not even the go-ahead run anymore. He represents an insurance run for the Yankton Bucks. Still, a ground ball can get you out of the ball game.
Yeah, Mark Kothel, only 6 hits in 25 at-bats this year, but he's got more extra base hits than he does singles. 2 singles and 4 doubles of his 6 hits. So big time power potential here for the Bucks to plate.
He did have the only extra base hit in game 2 for Yankton on Sunday. 0-1 pitch is at the knees and taken for a strike. The count's now 0-2.
This would be a big out for Buckles to get if he's able to sit down Kothel here.
0-2 counts, 1 out, runners at first and second, 6-5 lead for Pierre. 0-2 pitch. Curveball. That one will get away from Peterson, and it's second and third now with 2 outs. And the count's 1-2, and a base hit will now could give Yankton the lead.
Yeah, just unfortunate there, and now you're going to see the entire Governor infield playing on the grass here because they're going to try and cut the run at home because they don't want to extend this to the bottom of the 7th.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Buckles. Swing and a miss, and Cottle will strike out, and there's 2 down. And now it's a chance here for Frankie Invelt, who's 0 for 3. And there they're going to intentionally walk Invelt to get to Easton Nelson just to make sure, and they will walk Invelt, intentionally walk him to load the bases, which is, a ground ball up the middle. You can go the easy way now. You don't have to throw it to first base if it comes to this point. Invelt was 0 for 3, but now Easton Nelson also 0 for 3. It just gives you that extra option now on a ground ball anywhere. The easiest base can win the ball game. First pitch to Easton Nelson, right down the middle for strike one. And if you're J.J. Buckles, I think fastball and a changeup is the only two pitches that you really need to throw right now. Here's the 0-1 from Buckles. That is at the outside corner for a strike, and the count's 0-2, and the Governors are now a strike away from getting a Game 1 win. Bases loaded with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. 6-5 lead for the Governors, trying to hang on for a Game 1 win. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss! Buckles gets the strikeout, and the Governors win Game 1. They make it interesting, but they pick up a 6-5 Game 1 victory and move 1 win away from advancing to the state championship. Make the blood pressure rise and still give you something to cheer about at the end, Blake.
Yeah, made it interesting. They sure did, but a win's a win at the end of the day, regardless of how high the blood pressure rises come the end. So 1 down, 1 more to go for the Govs as they look to punch their ticket to the state tournament tomorrow.
We will step aside for 2 minutes, come back and wrap it up here for Game 1. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Happy anniversary, Wagner Auto. Wagner Auto is celebrating 117 years in the area with sales and service, and now they want to thank you for taking part. When you buy a vehicle at Wagner's, you'll receive $117 in beef bucks just in time for grilling season. See us for details. Get sale prices on Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Check out our ever-expanding inventory. Get the best deals now during the 117th anniversary celebration at Wagner Auto, South Dakota's oldest auto dealership. Wagner Auto, 330 East Sioux in Pierre. Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag, chemical, and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag, chemical, and seed needs. Kyle, 605-280-8710 or Tony, 605-280-4771.
As we welcome you back, the Pierre Governors take Game 1 over the Yankton Bucks with a final 6-5 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard. As the Govs are now 1 win away from advancing to the state tournament. John McClure alongside Blake Dean. As we go through the totals, it was 6 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, and 3 men left on base for the victorious Pierre Governors. 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, 9 men left on base for the Yankton Bucks. As Jet Zabel picks up the win, going 5 innings, giving up 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Beck Reichen make that Boston Frick will get the loss. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. J.J. Buckles will pick up the save for the Governors in 2 innings of pitch, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. As the time of the ball game was 1 hour and 32 minutes and a 6-5 win for the Governors over the Yankton Bucks. And Blake, a win is a win. You'll take it any way you get it, especially in Game 1 of this best of 3. And now the Governors will be without on the mound Zabel and Buckles tomorrow. But you got 1 win, and now you just got to go out and win 1 of 2 tomorrow.
Yep, and that's the advantage of winning Game 1 is you only have to pick up 1 more, whether it's with Miles Doyle tomorrow, or you look at maybe somebody like I'm just losing my train of thought now.
Cooper, I know. Steve Gray.
Cooper Terwilliger would be the other option.
You can blame Steve Gray for that because he was the one that was taking your headset off and then trying to give you a head pat there, too.
No.
But it is a 6-5 win for the Governors over the Yankton Bucks. And we are joined here with Steve Gray. And Coach, blood pressure is a little high right now, probably, but got the job done.
I got to give you some excitement on Friday night here, so.
We got,
that was definitely that.
we got some excitement with the second and third innings where you scored all 6 of your runs, doing the job of Spencer Easley getting 2 RBIs in the ball game, Jet Zabel with an RBI, taking advantage, especially Boston Frick, who was very good outside of that first inning he pitched.
Yeah.
He had 2 walks to lead off the inning, both runs came to score.
Yeah.
That's the difference in the ball game.
Absolutely. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Walks are the killer, and you got a leadoff walk, it's probably going to score more than likely. I don't care which side of the field you're on, it's going to happen. So,
and to that point, kind of going off the offensive performances, you look back to the bottom of the second, Coach Matthew Brewer with a big 2-run double to get you guys going and give you the lead, which you ultimately didn't relinquish. Just watching the game overall, maybe a tough day on the field for Brewer, but what a big hit in the bottom of the second.
Oh yeah, that was huge. I just got the momentum going. Kind of gave away a run in the first inning, kind of lulled it in, and kind of looked like everybody's still sleeping, and that was a big change of pace and got the momentum going and, start swinging the bat like we're capable of.
Well, Zabel on the mound with those 5 innings, giving you 3 runs, but only 1 earned, 5 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and then JJ, outside that the beginning of that 7th inning, he was lights out again as always.
Yeah.
Good, another good job pitching performance for 2 guys.
Yeah, those guys did their end of the deal. We got to clean it up defensively a little bit, but pitchers did their end of the deal. I like that combo there. JJ's going to get your big outs, like we said. Got the biggest outs in program history and just keeps doing it. So.
Yeah, to that point, who are you guys turning to tomorrow as we look forward to game 2?
You're going to see Miles tomorrow.
Okay.
Miles, the old guy, take that experience and go to it. And, we use Miles and George. And, we'll see where Coop plays into this whole thing eventually. And we'll see what the situation scenario plays out. But we're in good shape there. We keep swinging the bat. We're going to go take care of business.
Well, how big is a Game 1 win, especially against Yankton? In other series, maybe a Game 1 win is just a routine win. How big is this one to get here tonight?
Like we talked about earlier in the week, Yankton's not an 11 seed. That's a good baseball team. They're well coached. I mean, those guys are gamers. I mean, they play every sport too. And these guys see them in football. They know them real well. And, there's not a whole lot of love lost there running back and forth there. They've seen each other, whether it's wrestling or especially football. So,
yeah, and that's like you said, these 2 schools don't have any real love toward each other. Haven't seen each other from football on. Looking around the state, Coach, really only one upset tonight. That being Roosevelt over Brookings far, but otherwise everything else holds to form.
Yep.
Not necessarily looking ahead because you got to win 1 of 2 tomorrow, but. Yep. If things hold across the state as of now, that would eventually mean a matchup with Brandon Valley in round 1 of the state tournament. But like you said, I mean, nothing matters unless you get anything
we'll go
done
take
tomorrow.
care of business and let it sort from there. We're starting to play better baseball at the right time. We're not kind of doing the streak thing we did last year, but we're starting to play better. Old guys are starting to realize their innings are getting limited here, and so they're starting to dial in a little differently.
Well, and tomorrow you wake up, you play at 11 o'clock in the morning, and obviously they're staying here overnight. Yep. How important, kind of a little bit of a pregame show right now, pregame talk, but how important is a good start tomorrow, especially with you being at home, early start time, them being on the road, up 1-0 for you guys? How important is that first inning?
This is the home field advantage, of the whole process, even though on the scoreboard tomorrow, as we talked about, will be the visiting team to start game 2 tomorrow. But, being home is a big deal. Like I said, our crowd's always great. Getting extra people out is a big deal, and our guys always play well here. It's goes back to when you were playing. It's we play better here, just the way it is.
Well, big first win, game 1. Looking forward to game number 2. Hopefully, as long as the Pierre Governors win, maybe a little less exciting at the end.
Yeah, let's not make it as exciting as that, but I'm glad Buck turned her up there at the end there. It was a little umph to that one. So.
But if it has to be that way, it has to be that way. We'll get the win anyway.
And to their credit, they came out and swung the bat in the 7th, and we just we keep plugging away, keep throwing strikes. Proud of our guys who are being a little more consistent throwing strikes. So that's a big deal. So.
Well, congrats on game one. Looking forward to tomorrow morning, game number 2.
Quick turnaround, fellas. We'll
Absolutely.
Get rehydrated. Hopefully be a little cooler than in here right now. It's a little toasty right here.
It is a warm night
My
tonight.
guess is the air conditioner froze out someplace.
Oh, it's very possible. I don't know. We did have a lot of bodies up here, too.
Yeah.
66, and it says it's 80 in here.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
All the windows open. It'll cool back off tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it'll
but,
be cool back.
but, Coach, hey, appreciate the time. Congrats on game 1, and good luck in game 2 tomorrow morning.
Thanks, guys. As always, go Govs.
That is head coach Steve Gray, the victorious Pierre Governors. They got 2 hits from Spencer Easlin, went 2 for make that 3 for 3. 3 hits for Easlin of the 8 for the Governors. 2 RBI double, as Blake had said, for Matthew Brewer. That gave the Govs a 3-1 lead, and a couple of base hits from Charlie Simpson, Jet Zabel, as well as also George Stalley. And the Govs have a 6-5 win in game 1, and then they will play tomorrow morning. 11 a.m. will be on the air at 10:45. Blake, your final thoughts here for the evening.
Yeah, just a big win for the Govs here tonight. You know, did their scoring early, like we talked about. Second and third inning was where they put up 2 crooked numbers, but that's where you win baseball games. Is you put, just a couple of solid innings together, especially come playoff time. Put a couple of solid innings together, get a good outing out of your pitchers, and that's going to win you a lot of baseball games this time of the year. Come whether we're talking mid to late May or mid to late August is when you want to be doing those things in baseball. So big win for the Govs tonight. Like we talked about, made it interesting down the stretch, but they've got an opportunity to make it either a sweep or win 2 out of 3 tomorrow, depending upon the outcome. Yankton does get a little bit of boost of firepower, a little shot in the arm with the additions of Kampshoff and Goebel tomorrow. But regardless, tomorrow's going to be a fun day of baseball, regardless of how things turn out. So, hope to see a lot of fans in the stands for the Govs tomorrow. Graduation weekend, so should be a lot of family members in town also, and good opportunity to watch some baseball on what should be a really nice morning and afternoon for it.
Governors tomorrow morning and Yankton Bucks 10:45 with coverage. 11 o'clock first pitch. We'll have it here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Now, if Yankton wins Game 2, we will play Game 3 just like it would be a normal doubleheader during the regular season. They will play Game 3 of that series following Game 2, and we'll have that for you as well here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. I want to say thanks to Emma Thielen back at the station. For Blake Dean, John Winkley here signing off. Pierre Governors win Game 1, 6-5 over Yankton, looking for the sweep tomorrow. We say good night from Hyde Stadium.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Baseball is brought to you in part by Bank West, Beck Motors, Avera, Todd's Electric, Shane's Pharmacy, and Stulken Peterson, Walti & Jones, LLP. And by American Family Insurance, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Yay Gare, May Adam, Wegner Auto, Comtech, Gales Gas, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Ferding Electric, and AGE Corporation. Pierre Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, True Green Chemlawn, Nystrom Electric, Fisher Rounds, Faith Lutheran Church, and CHS River Plains. And by Lamb Motors, First Dakota National Bank, Edward Jones Financial, South Dakota Office of the Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, and Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping. Join us all season here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports for more Pierre Governor Baseball. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports.